So as you all know, The Secrets of the Mimic is gonna release on the 13th of June this year. So I want to talk about what we're gonna expect and what could possibly be coming in the game. By the way, when the game is close to release, I'll make sure to do a full recap on what happened during Security Breach, including before and during Ruin. But as of right now, let's get into what I think we're gonna expect from Secrets of the Mimic. So first of all, I'm expecting that we might actually see William Afton's face for once, or we might hear his voice again. And I know you might be wondering, why would we be curious as to what he sounds like? We already know what he sounds like. Because of Sister Location, the beginning had his voice. But the thing is, I feel like that voice was a little modified. It didn't seem like him, it seemed like he was purposely making his voice become low pitched, only to sound more villainous. And since all of this is right before Freddy Fazbear's was even a thing, I am pretty sure he wasn't in his villain era by then. So I hope and I think we might just get something related to William Afton. At least something, a dialogue between him and Edwin, or William Afton, Henry, and Edwin. Something like that could possibly happen. Hopefully we actually get to see his face this time, though we have never known what he looked like. Unless of course you want to count in Scraptrap's face, but that's a little different. The next thing I am expecting to see are Freddy Fazbear and Fredbear posters around the area of where we're gonna be finding the Mimic, I guess. I mean, I don't exactly know the whole plot of Secrets of the Mimic or what we're gonna do there, but I guess we'll find out eventually. But basically, from what I heard, Secrets of the Mimic was something that happened way before FNAF. Like maybe, if you would say, I guess it probably took place 10 to 20 years before FNAF was even before Freddy Fazbear's was even a thing. I don't know why I keep calling it FNAF. They're in the same universe. So as of that, I do think that we might be seeing Freddy Fazbear or Fredbear Family's diner posters around the area. And if you're curious as to why I think we're gonna see those, is because from what I heard, according to lore, it's that William Afton and Henry Emily bought everything that Edwin owned. Edwin was basically the first person that ever owned the animatronic things. He basically owned Freddy Fazbear's at first. It wasn't William Afton or Henry that designed it, apparently. I don't know if that's gonna change the movie lore, by the way. I have a feeling it might, but at the same time I don't think it will. Depends if they were gonna make more movies, though. We'll see about that, but we're not focused on that. Basically, we may as well see some posters regarding Fredbear's Family Diner opening or Freddy Fazbear's Pizza opening. But speaking of Fredbear's, I am actually so glad that for once we are getting a prequel game related to FNAF. Usually we never even got that. Secrets of the Mimic is by far the closest thing we'll ever get to a Fredbear's Family Diner game, so yeah, I am pretty grateful for that. Still, well, you did a good job. Now the next one I have a feeling could potentially come into the game are the blueprints regarding the MXCS model. Now, if you're unaware as to what or who MXCS is, basically he's a character introduced in the Security Breach Ruin DLC, and he is basically what you could call a firewall protector, I guess. But basically his main purpose was to stop the Mimic from getting out, and from what it looked like in Ruin, we went ahead and shut MXCS out while the Mimic was actually trapped. And by shutting the MXCS model in, we basically set the Mimic free. I think it might have been one of Edwin's little contingency plans for the Mimic, just in case, because I mean, why not? I mean, he's the only one who made the Mimic, so I am pretty sure he would know something. He would probably leave something to stop the Mimic with, just in case something went wrong. Now this one sounds a little odd for what I have next in mind, and it is regarding the Springlock suits. By that I mean both Fredbear and Spring Bonnie suits. I don't know why, I just have a feeling that there's gonna be some secret lying around somewhere, and we're gonna see a Fredbear or Spring Bonnie suit lying around. And hopefully, if I am right, it's not gonna be in a mini game, because I feel like we've seen that in Into the Pit already. So I think I'm pretty sure we're all so curious to see how Springtrap looks without the decayed form. We've all theorized as to what he would look like without the rotten parts, but we want an official look, you know. We want to know what I mean, I want to know what Springtrap looks like before he got decayed. I don't know about you guys. You guys might think different. You might think that you might just not care, but I do. I'm kind of curious about this situation. Now the next one is pretty obvious since it happens within every new FNAF game that releases, and it's basically mini games. Now these mini games are obviously going to be quite hard to find, but they're going to be here and there. They're going to be basically everywhere, where some may disregard displaying some random mini games, but I am just wondering if we're going to get those mini games taking place in the past or the future. Doubt it's going to be somewhere from the past, but I think it's going to be regarding maybe Edwin's life, such as David dying from that car accident. David is basically Edwin's son. You could probably see the mimic beating up Edwin. At least that's actually what happens. But that could happen either in normal animation form or in minigame form. I have a feeling since it's FNAF, they're not gonna go ahead and do that, considering there was the Springlock failure scene and it was done in the pixels in the 8-bit version instead of animation version. So I have a feeling if it's gonna be something like that, they're gonna do it in mini games, and it's mostly gonna be from the future. Now the last one, which I have been curious about for years, ever since the Ruin DLC came out, is a post-credits scene from after the Secrets of the Mimic. After you finish the game, they better show us what the hell happened to Cassie after Ruin. I am pretty sure that the elevator ending is the canon ending, where Gregory just crashes the elevator and she falls down. I don't think any of the other endings are canon as well, especially not the Scooper ending, because if the Scooper was a canon ending, then I feel like it's just wasting the mimic. I mean, he just came for a while and then he's just dead. No, that's not gonna happen. Obviously there's gonna be some sort of sequel to Security Breach. We just don't know when that's gonna happen or what it's gonna be about. But yeah, please Steelwood, please do show us what happened to Cassie after the ending of Security Breach Ruin, and maybe that can tease the next game. You know, we can see what we're finally gonna go up against. We can probably know if Cassie even survived that elevator, which honestly she probably didn't, but if she did, that's definitely plot needed. But yeah, we have got to see what happened after Security Breach Ruin. Otherwise, if we're left at a cliffhanger, we're probably gonna have to wait another 2-3 years until the next FNAF game comes out, and it's gonna be a sequel or just another prequel. God knows what's gonna happen. But yeah, anyways, that's all that I speculate that's gonna be coming to Secrets of the Mimic. I am really hopeful that the parts where William Afton's voice or face or the Fredbear and Spring Bonnie suit are the ones that are going to be coming in the game. I actually include the post-credit scene as well because that seems quite important. But yeah, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will see you all next time.